The 1980s, where style was loud, music was electric, and cars, they were pure magic on wheels. It was a time when bold design met brute performance, and every drive felt like a scene from an action movie. Before the age of touchscreens and driver aids, the road belonged to those who truly drove, hands on the wheel, heart in the engine bay. From turbocharged titans to sleek street legends, the 80s gave us cars that defined an era and rewrote the rulebook. So strap in, rev up, and get ready. We're diving into the top 10 hero cars of the 1980s. Number 10, Porsche 944. Once lurking in the underdog shadows of Porsche's elite, the 924 quietly carved its niche. Between 1976 and 1986, over 150,000 units rolled off the line, a staggering achievement for a brand still growing into its legend. Affordable yet far from ordinary, the 924 was a gateway to the Porsche experience, sidestepping the premium ticket of the iconic 911. Then came 1982, and with it, the sharper, more focused Porsche 944. Though it shared the 924's silhouette, this was a whole new beast, recalibrated, refined, and ready to thrill purists who crave tactile driving and real road feel. It evolved across a full range, the base 2.5, the sportier 944S, the mid-cycle 2.7, and the potent S2, available as a coupe or cabriolet. Topping the lineup, the Turbo, a barely restrained monster beneath steel skin. Every variant flaunted those signature pop-up headlights, the curved glass rear hatch with spoiler, and unmistakable 2+2 practicality. From 1982 to 1991, the 944 didn't just follow in the 924's tracks. It surpassed them, with over 173,000 units sold. Remains a fan favorite, a keener, sharper edge in Porsche's early evolution. Number 9, BMW M3 E30. Before high-tech horsepower and digital wizardry took over, BMW gave us a pure-blooded performer, the E30 M3. Lightweight, nimble, and sharp, this coupe packed a 200 bhp 2.3-liter four-cylinder under its sculpted hood, paired with a quirky dogleg 5-speed manual sending power to the rear. It wasn't blisteringly fast, 0 to 62 miles per hour in 7 seconds, but its 1,200-kilogram frame made it razor-sharp through corners. With flared arches, aggressive aero, 16-inch cross-spoke alloys, and that unmistakable M badge, it looked every bit the part. Decades later, the E30 M3 isn't just a classic. It's a legend. A must-have on every enthusiast bucket list. Number 8, Ferrari F40. Built to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary, the F40 wasn't just a car, it was a statement. With a mid-mounted twin-turbocharged V8 churning out 478 bhp at 7,000 RPM and weighing barely more than a hot hatch, the F40 was a missile wrapped in carbon fiber. It hit 62 miles per hour in just 4.1 seconds and stormed to 21 miles per hour. Phenomenal figures for 1987. Originally priced at £193,000, today it commands prices near $1 million. Raw, ruthless, and unfiltered, the F40 remains the ultimate analog Ferrari. Number 7, Lamborghini Jalpa. The Jalpa was Lamborghini's shot at an affordable supercar, squaring off against the Ferrari 308 and Porsche 911 SC. A spiritual successor to the ill-fated Silhouette, the Jalpa brought back the wedge with wider appeal. Financial troubles had nearly sunk Lamborghini in the 70s, but the Jalpa's launch in the 80s helped stabilize the brand, with over 400 units sold. In 1988, however, the Jalpa's charm faded, and it was quietly retired, still remembered today as the Lambo that kept the dream alive. Number 6, Lotus Elan M100. The original Elan was a featherweight rear-wheel drive marvel, but in 1989, Lotus flipped the script. Enter the M100 Elan, a front-wheel drive curve carver designed to rival the Mazda MX-5. Critics weren't sold on the styling or drivetrain, but performance told a different story. With a rigid chassis and laser-sharp steering, Autocar once called it the quickest point-to-point car available. It may have sold just 4,700 units, far behind the MX-5's staggering success. But among purists, the M100 is a hidden gem. Number 5, Toyota Supra MK3. Before the MK4 became a JDM icon, the MK3 Supra quietly blazed its own trail. Launched in 1986, it was the first Supra to break free from the Celica nameplate and stand as its own model. With a lineup ranging from a naturally aspirated 3.0 to a turbocharged variant good for 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds, the MK3 brought serious heat. Sleek, fast, and ahead of its time, it's one of the most underrated sports cars from the land of the rising sun. Number 4, Chevrolet Corvette. The C3 Corvette had muscle car swagger, but the C4, introduced in 1983, was all about precision. Aimed squarely at Porsche's 928, the C4 was leaner, smarter, and sharper. Chevy bragged about its 0.95 grams cornering grip, thanks to cutting-edge Goodyear tires. The base model started with 205 bhp, eventually climbing to 250. But the real headline came in 1990, with the ZR1 and its 375 BO/per LT5 V8. A new era had begun, and the Corvette was no longer just a straight-line bruiser. Number 3, Mercedes-Benz 109E. Mercedes wasn't known for sports sedans until the 109E. Launched in 1982, it became a global hit, selling nearly 2 million units by 1993. Offered with a mix of petrol and diesel engines, the top-tier models were Cosworth-tuned beasts. In 1984, a young Ayrton Senna shocked the world by winning the Nürburgring Race of Champions in a 190E 2.316, beating 19 other pros. With E standing for Einspritzung, fuel injection, the 190E was the quiet assassin of the Autobahn. Two cars scream 80s excess like the Countach. Born in 1971, it saw 5 generations and nearly 2,000 units built over 16 years. Its name, a Piedmontese expression of astonishment, fits perfectly. The 1978 LP 400S brought improvements in handling and comfort, while the QV, Quattro-valve, upped power to 461 barriers-power. The final 1988 25th anniversary model had new bumpers, cooling scoops, and a wild rear wing. Only 657 were made, capping off the Countach era with a bang. Number 2, Bentley Turbo R. In the 80s, Bentley was nearly absorbed by Rolls-Royce, but the Turbo R changed everything. Based on the Mulsanne Turbo, it carried a massive 6.75-liter V8 and a Garrett T3 turbo, but it was the suspension that transformed it from Luxo barge to proper bruiser. A 1988 facelift introduced quad-round headlights and sleek styling. By 1990, Bentley's sales had skyrocketed from 1.6% to 50% of total production. The Turbo R saved the brand and made Bentley cool again. Number 1, Lamborghini Countach. Unveiled in 1971, the Lamborghini Countach has undergone 5 distinct iterations, with nearly 2,000 units produced over a 16-year period. Now, more than 50 years since its debut, the Countach remains an iconic supercar. The name Countach is an expression of amazement rather than a direct translation. Initially striking, the Countach underwent a refresh in 1978 with the release of the LP 400S, featuring a heavily modified chassis, improved air conditioning, and various aerodynamic tweaks. When Ferrari's Testarossa shook the world, Lamborghini responded with the Countach QV, boasting an impressive 461 bhp. The final iteration, released in 1988 to celebrate Lamborghini's 25th anniversary, featured redesigned bumpers and rear scoops, additional cooling vents, and an optional large rear wing. Limited to just 657 examples, this last iteration marked the culmination of the Countach's evolution. The 1980s gave us more than just iconic tunes, blockbuster films, and neon lights. It gave us legends on wheels. These cars weren't just built to drive, they were built to stir the soul. From razor-sharp Italian exotics to high-revving Japanese icons, from refined British engineering to raw American power, these machines defined a generation and still echo through every enthusiast's heart today. So which one stole your heart? Or did we leave out your personal hero? Drop your favorites in the comments. We'd love to hear your picks. Want a version with a more cinematic or emotional twist too? If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more epic journeys through automotive history. Tap the bell icon so you're always first in line when we fire up the next classic. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe, chase the drive, and keep the spirit of the classics alive. Let me know if you want a more casual or cinematic tone too.